Miss Bonnie, let's see. Miss Bonnie Bender, are you there with me? I was having some audio issues. You'll see it. Part of your recording is going to have a little bit of audio issues. On the very bottom of your screen, on the bottom left, there's going to be a microphone. There you go. You got it. You're getting it there. Hi. How are you? I'm so
I'm
sorry.
good.
I've been sitting here. You're going to get a recording and I'm going to see if I can cut it out for you. But the first 10 minutes of it, which is when your appointment was, is I have a new software called OBS and it shut everything down. And I had to figure out how to get the microphone back on and everything like that. So we're going to go the whole hour, obviously, but I want to apologize on behalf of my stuff.
Okay. Don't worry about that at all.
Thank
I'm
you.
just glad that we've connected.
Me too. Well, you look great, and I'm digging it. What type of wallpaper is that, or did you paint that? What is that?
Yeah, it's grass paper. It looks purple in it's actually green.
Really? Yeah, it looks purple. I was like, that's phenomenal. I was like, oh, that's new. That's fancy. I like it. So with that, let me tell you. Did you do that yourself?
We hired someone to do it. Yeah.
Somebody. Okay.
Just the one wall.
Oh.
The rest of it is just painted. Like
look how, oh my God, look at your tray. See, oh, that's my mom has that. Oh
yeah, it's beautiful. My husband built that.
Really?
The ceiling, yeah, he was very talented. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, don't do it. That's okay. That's the feeling. That's probably why we also noticed it. So we'll get into that. So first off, let me I know I pulled up your appointment before I was doing with this. I just looked at it briefly for like a half a second and I instantaneously started getting vibes. Now, what am I doing? I'm putting in my headphones because I'm going to be listening to droning music in the background. So today is the Gladiator theme soundtrack going on in my head. That's just kind of what keeps it neutral. The next thing is that one of the things you're going to notice is that I'm going to be having a notepad. Okay, so all I do with said notepad is I just scribble monotonously over and over and over again. I kill a lot of trees. Even though I love them. But what happens with that is that I get signs and symbols, and how we communicate is that I get signs and symbols, I get feelings and emotions. They put me in different situations or scenarios and try to make me relive, refeel, re-see, or re-experience something. And then of course the reason why I scribble is because I get anxiety when I channel, and because it can get a little nerve-wracking, not only for me, but just like waiting. And so sometimes I'll get stuff that I write down, but mostly it's just for me going, okay, you know, like paying attention. So the other thing is that I know we want to channel a couple people. We're totally going to be able to do that. Now, this is the whole thing. What I found when we channel a couple people, first, I'm going to have to only channel one at one time, because what I'm essentially doing is I'm going to bring them in, I'm going to interview them. I'm going to be like, you know, who are you to this person? What was your life like? What happened? What's going on with their life? What do you see in the future? What do you see in the, you know, how does it work? I just want to have a conversation with them. And then once I figure out what their energy is like, what they feel like, then I ask the other person to come in, and they'll come in, and so then I know what they feel like. And then if they knew each other, or if they like each other, then they'll have a conversation to each other about you. And that can get very entertaining, because you'll see, like, especially if they knew each other, because you'll see like the dynamic on how they were in life, or you'll see the dynamic on how y'all were. And so it gets it's very interesting sometimes. And if they don't, then they may make comments, but they're not really attached. Because remember, at the end of the day, if you love somebody, if you're part of family, you're all connected no matter what. And that kind of just like bleeds over to the other side as well. Yeah. So just,
well, I'm so excited. My heart's just like starting to beat rapidly.
Excitement is good. That's where we need to be. And that's probably why I feel like this as well. I know my husband was in here helping me with the thing, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. And so I couldn't talk.
And I feel funny with being in my bedroom. I just, there's nowhere else to have a nice quiet spot. So here I am sitting in bed.
No, that's okay. It's lovely. It's okay. I have people that have sessions with me, so I'm put on my music while we talk. I have people that have sessions with me in garages, in their cars, in basements, under stairs, in bathrooms, in showers. Like, I mean, like sitting in the shower in the tub to get away from their kids. So bedroom is nothing big for me. Okay, let me put this on. Let's see who's here. You're gonna see me look at this light a whole lot. Okay, I'm not really gonna be staring at you a whole lot, and it's because if I do, then my ADHD kicks in, and I'm like, oh my God, her shirt, her hair, it's so great. I can't wait to look, you know. So all I'm gonna rely on for you is you telling me, heck yeah, that makes sense, or no, it doesn't. That's it.
Okay.
And the more you relax, the less we resist, the easier is for flow to happen. That's the best way I can describe it. It just kind of goes in. So like no expectations, but that's when things happen the best. So I need to get calm too. Hold on. Stocky fellow. Here's somebody walking. Interesting. Like they walk with purpose. They don't walk just to walk. They walk with purpose. They're always busy. They're in your house. Interesting. There's somebody like laying on what would be theoretically a couch in my head. It's a woman, so I'm thinking this is the woman that we're talking about. We're gonna have to figure out relationships. Who was everybody? The guy, okay, so the guy is directly connected to you and says that he caused you a lot of stress, but he says it in a funny way. It's like, you know, I caused her a lot of stress, right? Like that. He has nothing but bad, like, so this is a feeling, has nothing but good words to say about you, which is actually really lovely. Most of the time it's very heavy and almost like negative. This is different. It says that, okay, oh, so no, oh, that's why we're talking about the freaking ceiling. And so this is the guy's the husband? So he's dead? Yeah. Oh, so no wonder. See, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for that, because what they do, he's like, oh, you like that, didn't you? I was like, yeah, it's great. So he's like very proud of his work and he likes to be known, but he also likes to think he's humble at the same time. He, get along with the best of them. He's funny. He was the one that was walking in your house, but walking with a purpose.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm always busy. I'm always wanting to do stuff. I don't like to sit down. He just said, laid me out flat on my ass. So whatever happened to him, just like laid him out. And the reason why he's walking with purpose is because now he's trying to show you that he can. He, there's no retirement. That's what he said. For him, there's no retirement. I said, how old were you? What was going on? And I said, were you retired? He says, like, retirement is for weenies. So like he would always do stuff. And I go, okay, well, and we'll have to get into what, the who, where, the why. And I said, why? He says, like, you can work, you know, until you're dead. He's talking about how too many people need him. So maybe he, I don't know, has a community. I don't know, we'll figure out what that is. He, it just feels like he's being pulled in different directions. His name lives on. That's cool. He's just talking about how his face and his name lives on. Hold on. Tired. So tired. That's what he said. He's almost embarrassed at what happened to him. He feels like this very fall from grace type of person. Not fall from grace from a bad area, but just like what he was doing, what he was in, what his life was about. And then he gradually just saw it like sucked away from him. He said it was very humbling. He says you're great. He keeps saying my wife is great. My wife is great. My wife is great. Was great. Is great. He so y'all have kids, which is really good. We have to get into like who, what, how many. We'll see if he knows that. He there's boys, I can tell you that, because he keeps giving me the feeling of roar, and I'm like, all right, cool. So it's all about the boys. Do you have over, I'm just gonna say this, do you have over 3 kids? Like more than 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're a trooper.
Well, no. I had 2 of my own and he had 2 of his own.
Oh, so there's 4 altogether.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. He's talking about how, I go, how many kids do you have? And I just put up 3 and he puts 3 plus. And I go, okay, cool. So that's that. He says that, is it like mostly boys and 1 girl or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. He talks about how there's a majority of masculine energy and then a lightness of feminine. So that's what that means. He loves you. Gosh, he goes, I wish I could be there. I wish I could be there. God, I love her. You know, he says it's a pain in the, he's talking about it being a pain in the ass, like walking around this house by himself, and how he just likes to come up and like almost like poke you or be around you or be with you and just try to like, it's frustrating because he wants to help you and he's so close, but he can't, you know? So he's trying to do it mentally. He has you in a weird, do you have a clawfoot tub?
Yeah.
How interesting. Okay. This is what he showed me. He just showed me, just straight up, like, I was in an Airbnb in New York the other day, out in the Catskills up in the mountains, and it had a clawfoot tub in the upstairs master bedroom, and he just put me in there and showed me this bathtub, and I go, okay, so a couple of things for me. That means that either yes, you have one, but that also means like maybe we need to take a bath and relax more. And he's talking about how maybe you don't do that, like you're always in the shower, always doing that because you're always busy, and so he's talking about I need you to just, you know.
Okay.
He whatever I'm gonna ask him about what happened to him, but he shows me a camel and like packing it with groceries and water, so that means this was a very long journey or a very long illness or whatever he had with him. So it was this, they've never showed me a camel before, that's new. See how quick this is.
Yeah.
What happened? Who's this? Can you bring, do you know this other person? Now I know his energy because he's in the house. I just heard a dog bark. Is that a dead dog or is that a live dog? Can you tell me? Not you, him. Hang on. All I heard was bark, and I'm like, all right, interesting. He keeps showing me like work truck. Well, don't say anything out. My husband's family, they do renovation in California, and he just showed me like one of their big white work trucks, and he like put himself in it. So obviously he worked with his hands. It's almost like contractor or something. I don't know. He's more than that though. He feels creative. Hold on. He says everybody needs this, like swimming pools. So like down here in Texas, everybody has a swimming pool. So everybody needs this, whatever it is. Hold on, what? He's worried about it going under. Did y'all have did he have his own business? Hardcore?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What was up with like worried about it going under? Was it like family or something? And like it's still there, correct?
Yeah, his son took it over.
Okay, sorry. He's talking about, oh, so that's where the sons come into play. Okay. He's talking about how, who worried it was tough. I said, well, what is this? And he talks about linking it together with family and, releasing it from his death grip. He keeps showing me bricks over and over again, but I don't think y'all do houses.
He's showing you what?
Bricks? Yeah, like bricks. Stacking bricks. But that doesn't make any sense to me. Because I know he doesn't make bricks and he's not a bricklayer. Hold on. I just heard a circular saw in the back of my head, going. So he's working on something right now in your house. Do you have like a really big outdoor garage thing? Okay. Yeah. Because I said, where are you at? What are you doing? And he just shows me this wide open space, and he says that it's like outdoor, but it's garage, and it's almost would be like separate from the house in my head. Like that's kind of what this feels. Yeah. Because it's not attached, and so he's out there. He was in the house, and now he's out there. Hold on. Y'all don't mess with that space anymore a whole lot. Like the sons come in and do it, but it's not as much anymore. Like we just use it for storage or something.
Just trying to clean it out. Yeah.
Okay. He talks about how he shows me like very clean cement floors, and he talks about how the only mess that he has in there right now is like the wood he's cutting, and so it's like causing sawdust all over the ground. And he goes, yeah, nobody really comes in here so much these days. And he talks about how there may be a son or something, they come in and they use something but they get sad, and then how things are just starting to disappear, boop boop boop. And I'm like, all right. He says that, is it like a metal building though?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. I said, what type is this? I said, is there a loft up underneath it or something like that? He goes, oh, you know what they can do? They can tear it down and put like a nice garden for the patch of grass underneath. And I said, that's a big construction project. And he shows me a metal building, and I go, oh, okay, so it'd be a little bit lighter. Weird things we're talking about right now. What happened? He must have had some sort of cancer or something, because he just is showing him as this ruddy bronze god, and then he takes himself to like nothing, and very, very, you can see his little cheekbones, and so that's what my dad looked like before he passed. What kind of weird. Did we like initially find the cancer and then we got it out? We thought we were cancer free for like a month, and then it came back again, and we were like, oh shit, here it is.
No, he was stage 4 from the beginning.
Stage 4 all the way. Okay, this is the only reason I translated that way. He goes like this. He says, he shows that he had found out he had cancer. I'm asking him where. He talks about little spots, and I go, okay. And then he talks about how, oh, we found out. He makes me feel a drop in his stomach, which means like, oh shit, this is it. And then he talks about not worrying about it, or not, you know, really dealing with it or something for like a month. So for me, that maybe means like maybe we had a spot, we cut it out, or that could mean that we just say, oh, whatever, I'm not dealing with it either, and then comes back, and that's what happened.
It could be.
Yeah.
His should I interject at all?
Yeah, tell me that. What is that about?
Just his doctor did a PSA test, and it was elevated, and she just sent him home and said, don't worry about it. If your peeing changes, come back and see me. And then a couple months later, he got all swollen, and he was having problems peeing, and he went back, and the PSA was way off the charts. So we felt that she should have done her job, and he'd still be here today.
Yes. Yeah, that's weird. That's so, thank you for translating that. That was so complicated, because he shows that I have it, and then like absolutely nothing, and then just craziness. Yeah. I think if they would have done something, he would have been here. It would, or at least what would have happened is we would have been able to get it out or have a lot of treatment, and we would have had at least like a good 10-15 year long lifespan to go with it. Because it shouldn't have ended like that. Hold on. He keeps grabbing your hand and telling you how much he loves you. He's like, I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. You are the best years of his life for some reason, but he is a tough cookie, and you are the perfect person to like calm him down and make him sit on his butt. I'm glad you were with him. He's talking about y'all are very, you know, equal in that. I want to ask him, did it end up going to his brain at the end?
No, it did metastasize to his bones and his lungs and
everywhere else. Okay, interesting. So this is what he shows me. He shows me laying down, and he talks about being very, this is not just passing delirious, because you always get delirious before you pass, but he's talking about having like almost like really bad headaches that go along with it. And he shows me bones, he shows me lungs, he shows me all of that stuff, but then he makes me feel like, oh my God, it hurts to even turn my head. And so for me, sometimes that could also mean that it's in there.
He was in so much pain that he was on really heavy duty pain meds that made him feel horrible.
Terrible. Okay. Yeah, he was, this is probably one of the worst painful cancer things that I've been in quite some time ever. And the way he feels is just like this crickety old bridge in the worst way. Would he now officially be a senior citizen? Okay, so in the, okay, so in Texas or wherever, I guess it's Texas, they give you like a senior citizen card at like 65.
Yeah.
Would he, okay. My husband and I, we took my father-in-law to IHOP this morning because he wanted to go there, and we got pancakes, and they have a senior citizen menu, and we were joking about how he's like 5 years away from that. And so he just showed me the joke that we were telling him, and he was like, oh, I can do that now. And I'm like, all right, good. He wants to spoil you. He's bringing up jewelry nice clothes. He's bringing up, like, he shows me, like, I guess you would say like a diamond ring with like diamond. He's just bringing up like a whole bunch of random things, and I'm gonna go further. And he shows me a pearled barrette in my hair, and I'm not saying I have that, but now he's trying to introduce this other person. So this is what he just did in my head. He says, I'm going to like spoil her, I'm going to do this. And he says, speaking of people that like nice things or something like that. And he like makes a segue, and he makes me feel this woman that's been sitting on this couch in my head. And I don't know what or who this is yet, but we're gonna have to figure out who this is. You are very calm, you're very peaceful, and you can be a shark, but this woman is like on top of it. She's more serious. She's like, well, I mean, you could at least have introduced me beforehand. Like that. And he like tries to make her laugh, and she just has like this little smile, like, okay, like she's very almost catty in a way. Hold on. She likes your shirt. She likes the everything to be like pointy and everything. What? She just said getting tired of that bed. So she was like stuck in bed a whole lot or something. She says like, oh, got tired of that bed. Who are you? Who is this? She shows me the symbol for apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. So I don't know if this is like mom, or maybe it's like a mother figure for you. That's who this person feels like in a way. Is mom is like the other person mom? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How interesting. She feels like you, but this woman feels like she could bite somebody's head off and smile after she does it. Like, Gar, hi. Nice to meet you. She says, I'm not that bad. Hold on. She likes to like sit at, do y'all have, ooh, this is difficult. Ooh, I think she's taking me into like your living room kitchen combination. I think she's taking me in there, and she's like sitting on these stools. Maybe I'll have a really, really big, what do you call that thing? Island. Yeah. And she's sitting there. And do y'all have like floor to ceiling windows all the way out the back, like looking out the back? Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
She's sitting in my head. She's sitting there, and she's sitting on the stool, like kind of like cattywampus a little bit. And she's like, do you see this? Isn't it beautiful? She's like, he's out there. Like, she's just... And what? She's talking about did she end up living with you for a little bit?
No, she came to visit though a fair bit.
Oh, okay. She says, she goes like this. I said, what happened? She goes, oh, well, they wanted to keep me here. She's like, but I stayed here for a little bit, like for me, that means like living for a little bit, but it didn't feel like you took care of her, you know? She says that, did she end up going into like assisted living, or like having somebody come and help her out? Okay.
She ended up in the hospital and then into assisted living. Yeah.
She did. Okay. It's okay. Cause she talks, this is what she says. She says that, she talks about at the end of her life that, she didn't particularly like being there. She was laying in this bed all the time. She said, but the people were coming and taking care of her, and that was nice. That was fine. And she keeps showing me people with rubber gloves, so that means nurses for me. So that's assisted living. And she says that she always wants her hair to look nice. I'm gonna try to describe this woman to you the best I can, but hold on. She's all up for adventure now. She wants to go see the world now. She was stuck, or like she says, before all that adventure, can we just get lunch? That's what just wants to sit there and like snack and lunch. She really, really enjoys shoes. She's still part of the finer things in life. She likes to just be around you and watch you. Tell me more, Mom. What happened with you? Why are you here? Why are you funny? Oh, okay. So she goes, I said, what are you doing here? So I'm always asking them questions in my head. I said, what are you doing here? You know, obviously it's your daughter. I said, what do you do? What do you do with him? I said, apparently both of y'all are, you know, kind of in this house a whole lot. And she says that you need help. She needs to be
Oh.
watched. She needs help. She keeps giving you popcorn, which is interesting. I have no idea. Would you and him like sit down and watch movies and eat popcorn a lot or something? Or is like a popcorn a thing?
I had popcorn
Weird.
yesterday. I don't
Oh, you,
know.
okay. No, it's okay. So that right there, that weird. So that's part of her just saying like, I'm around. I see what you're doing. So she's just like giving you popcorn, saying I was here with you when this happened, right? That she's
Yeah.
talking about how, what? Tell me. She gives me a lot of symbols and signs. So they're both in what we'd like to call a higher vibration or heaven, which is good. She says, oh, the music. So she like likes whatever music is going on. Usually what I, from having a near-death experience, there's really pretty music all the time. I don't understand yet. I'm not fully dead there, but I know that that's a thing. And when they talk about it, that's a good place. Did he lose a dog? Did y'all lose a dog?
Yeah.
Okay, freaking dog barks again. That's why I was like, okay, and it's not, sometimes it sounds so real that I'm like, is it alive or is it dead? And this was clearly in my head, so I know this is dead. Did mom pass before him?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. He goes, I'm talking to him. He's still out in this garage, just messing around, but he's talking to me at the same time. And I go, what do y'all want to talk about? And he says, your mother found me. Like that. That's what he says. And so for me, that means when he passed, mom had to be gone first.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what that means.
Only by about 6 months.
Oh my God, you lost your mom and your husband within.
Yeah. It was tough year.
Holy crap. I get it. I get it. Did the dog die first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I asked him, I go, who was there to get you? He said the dog. And I was like, all right. So we got everybody here. It's okay. What are you? What type? Was it like just like a generic type of like hound dog lab type of thing?
No. Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, I'm not good with dog breeds. What was it?
Golden Doodle.
So that's why it's called. Okay, so it's okay.
Nick, yeah.
Oh my God, you had a doodle. Okay, they kept showing me golden. They kept showing me really big, so it's a big breed, so you can see it in my head. And he keeps showing me how it's this best buddy because whenever you pat him, you can hear thump, 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 thump. And I'm like, all right, it's some type of thing like that. What? Oh. Was he like caramel colored? Yeah, all the way.
Yeah.
I know I know sometimes they can come in like brown, and I know sometimes they can come in, ooh, hold on. He's showing me nuts. Interesting. I don't know.
Oh, I know why.
Oh yeah, don't tell me. Hold on. Like, I think it's somebody doing popcorn, but I don't think it is. Like poppycock, peanuts, poppycock. I'm trying to compare all these things. Hold on. What does peanut butter have to do with anything?
He called him Peanut. That was his nickname for him. His nickname was Riley, but my husband called him Peanut.
Why that's, oh my God, it was because of his color or why? That's so cute.
Yeah, it's just a cute little name. Yeah.
They were buddies.
They were buddies. Yeah.
Oh, was the dog like 11?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. He's talking about that. I'm asking in my head while I'm listening to you. I go, how old was this dog? I said, Golden Dude. I was like, that's a fairly new breed. I said, how old did it get? And then I said, like 14, 15, or was it like 5 or 6? And your mom goes, he was like 11. And I was like, oh, all right, I'll ask about that. Says that the dog's fine. The dog's fine. Ooh. She's talking about when you sit, I know you have kids. I know you, you have great kids too. Says, when you sit in your house and you feel alone, you're not. Okay, she's talking about there's a lot more activity than you can ever imagine going on behind the scenes. And it's interesting because, but it's very active in the daytime. I don't really necessarily feel it at night. And it feels like maybe that's because you're up, you're quiet, you're contemplating, but you're also, when you're doing that, you're focusing in on them. BTW. So you're like the conduit, you're bringing this up. So I can show you towards the end of our session, like how to feel it, how to kind of get signs back from it. Because another thing I want to teach you is not just signs about like quarters and birds and crap like that, because they're everywhere. I want you to get specifics that only they would be able to send you. So I'll teach you how to do that, and that way it kind of gives you a better relationship with them in the future and more trust in it as well. That's what I do with my family all the time. Tell me more. Where are we going? What are you doing? What's happening in the future? What's going on with her? I don't want to scare you. I don't want to make you afraid or anything like that. I want to ask Mom what happened with her too. I know you try to stay on the right path, like health wise. Have you had any like cancer scare recently?
No.
Okay. So I want you to, this is what I want you to do. I just want you to pay, and it's weird because on women, you know, is it breast or is it lung? Is it breast or is it lung? Because they're right here and they point in the same area. I don't feel any gloom and doom like we die or anything like that, but I feel it more as like, I need to make sure I get this checked, and I need to go and get seen and just get it removed when I do. It almost feels like maybe we would have some sort of like it's more breast than anything. It's almost like maybe we would have like fibrous tissue, like a lump of like fibrous tissue, and it would go along inside of the right one, not the left one. And so we end up like finding that, and it's nothing to be concerned of like, oh my God, I'm gonna have a mastectomy, I'm gonna have that. But it's like, if we get it in and we do a biopsy, it's like, oh, well, it's could be turning into this, you know? So it's something that when we see this, when we find this, I would even say this would be in about 2.5, 3 years. It's not now. But I just want you to like keep your little peepers open and go get checked. And when it happens, don't push it off. Don't just say like, they think it's a fibroid. No, it's fine. No, go get it checked, removed. It will be something, but we'll have caught it soon enough.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is part of like keeping you happy, healthy. Are you like actively trying to drink more water right now?
I try to be healthy all the time.
Yeah. Okay. This is what he did. He just got not like a Yeti, but it's something else, and it has like a little straw, maybe like a Hydro Flask or something, but very skinny, and he has you going and drinking it, and he's talking about water, more water, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you to do that too. And I think he's just trying to be around you. Let me ask one. So tell me what's going on in her life right now. Are we having a new, this is hard. He's referencing that there would be a very young grandkid, but it's almost would be like they're new. But I don't see a birth. And so I'm trying to figure out, what does that mean? Did somebody have like a grandkid right after he passed?
No.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't see a birth, but they keep referencing like little dress, which means like
Our youngest grandkid is the girl, and she's 9.
Oh, so that's the babe. Okay, so that's probably what they're showing me. Yeah, he puts baby, like kid, and he puts dress, and he puts running around, and then he puts it's the youngest or it's the last one. So I'm thinking he wants to talk about that person. So let's see. You could have told me that. You gave me the freaking dogs year. You could have told me about that too. You know, he what? He says he loves them, he misses them all. It's not the same. He gets kind of teary up. He gets teary-eyed when he talks about it. I feel his little rough hand on his face. He's like, but he's trying. Was he only like 5, maybe 5? Well, here we do feet. Or was he only like 5'10", 5'9"? How tall was he?
Yeah, he was about 5. Yeah, 5'9". Yeah, 5'9".
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because he goes up and I'm standing next to him and I'm 6 feet tall. And so when he's walking around me, he's a little bit shorter and he looks at me and he's like,
Oh.
wow. And I'm like, yeah, hi, how are you? And he's this, you can see his forearms that are really, you
Muscles.
know,
Yeah.
very muscly. And I'm like, you're a stocky person, aren't you? And he, yeah, it's the whole comment. So he's walking around. He's in your house. He keeps wearing a blue t-shirt in my head, like a blue t-shirt in my head, like a dark blue one. I don't know why. I don't think there's any big significance to that, but maybe it's just because he looks good in that color too. Let's go back to the little girl. Hold on. He got me sidetracked with his height. That will go away. I apologize on that. There we go. The daughter, he misses the daughter. He's talking about the sons. He's talking about how he loves that little girl. He loves that little girl, loves that little girl. He keeps getting her and putting her up on the lap. Are you and like one of the kids, are y'all like kind of separated right now, or are they like kind of not as close as they used to be?
His boys and my kids, you mean?
Or like you with like one of the kids? It almost feels like maybe it's like, yeah, it's something about, tell me, sorry.
There's been a bit, the last few months, there's been a bit of a struggle with his boys, only with, like, I love them and we see each other regularly, but lately it's been a bit of a disconnect because I started to give some of the tools away to my daughter and her boyfriend, and his boys got really upset and thought that everything in the driving shed where my husband is out there, they think that that's all theirs. And so I had to give back some of the tools, and there was a paint sprayer. I had to bring that back and give it to my stepson because they didn't like that I gave it to my daughter's boyfriend. And anyway, so there's been a whole thing there.
Yeah, okay. So this is what he shows, and it's hard, especially when you have step and everything like that going on. He shows how these kids, who he loves them all, and like they were a good community. He's talking about how there's this one in particular, and it almost feels like the daughter is being targeted, and that would be because the boyfriend, right, doing that, and how she is separated from this clan or this group even more, like singled out. And obviously with you talking about that, that would make complete sense. That's also probably why he's in that shed, and he kept talking about his son and the clearing it out, right? Because he also wanted to discuss that, but he didn't know how to do that yet. He's talking about how it's interesting because they want the tools, but it's like they wouldn't come get them or something, or they wouldn't come do it, or they wanted you to bring it to them. Sorry, he's replaying conversations of what happened or feelings, and it's like you say, this is a hard memory to go through. It's difficult to walk in there and see this. It's difficult to be around it because it pulls all this. And now I'm giving this away to y'all because, you know, not that I owe it to you, but because you're his, you know, his son, and you just want me to store it for you now. Like, you just want me to do this and not get on with my life. And they're just kind of like taking advantage of the situation. And he doesn't particularly like that. I think they're like subconsciously bossing you around, and that's not cool. So
Wow.
that's a thing. Okay. And it's a bird's eye view of how this works. And he's making me feel the sons, even though he loves them, he makes them feel very almost like domineering to you. Like, well, I just like that. And I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Not to him, but to them.
Yeah.
He loves them. He wants them to straighten up. It's almost like if you need help with something at the house or something, or if you need help doing things, they'll come over, but they'll like begrudgingly do it in a way. It's like, oh,
I had to hire a contractor to help because they have busy lives, so I understand. But yeah, I don't get much help from them that way. Yeah.
Now, what's up with fireplaces?
That's the business.
Oh. Fireplace. No. Oh, where are you at? Are y'all where it snows?
Yeah.
Are y'all
Yeah.
north? Okay. Oh, so everybody needs one there,
Yes.
just like here.
You are
Oh,
incredible. Oh my
this
gosh.
no, it's not me, it's them. He's good. He's good at community, and it's because you love them, and it's because there's connection, and it's because they want to show up and be with you. And I just work here. I've just done this for so long. What this is that they're always there. But it's learning how to understand it, right? Because what that was, right? How is that? So I'm sitting here, I'm talking to, I'm listening, and they're telling me about the situation, and while you're talking, mid-sentence they switch, and he starts showing me bricks again, pa, 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 and he's building them, ta, 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 and he puts a fire in it, and I'm like, oh, that's what we were doing with it. And that's why I was like, fireplace. And so it was too intense to just leave it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Or with the dog thing, you know, I hear that 11, and I can talk, I can like see your mom in my head saying it.
Yes. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's just learning how to understand a different language. That's it. I want to ask her some more. So going on, moving forward with you, and what? Okay. This may another reason. Whose birthday is in November?
My mother.
Okay, cool. Okay. She keeps talking about how she shows me birthday, and then she places my birthday's in November too. And so she keeps putting the little party hat on both of us, and I go, okay. And so she's excited about that. Well, not super excited, but she wants it to be acknowledged. She didn't want you to particularly see her when she died. Were you not able to be there with her when that happened?
I came from Ontario. She was in New Brunswick, and I drove out there, but because of COVID, they wouldn't let me go in the nursing home. But I was on the phone. My sister was able to go in, so we were on a video call right when she died. I told her if it was time, go to the light, and she stopped breathing right then.
Good. She goes like this. She goes, I said, so what happened when you passed? What was going on? She goes, oh, I was able to talk to her. She goes, but she wasn't there when I died, and that's fine. Who wants to watch their mother die anyways, you know? And I was like, I understand. She's talking about it not being a show. She says, I went smooth, and I'm like, good, so without an issue. She says that, and I said, well, what about it? She says, like, you know, you weren't able to be there. It was tough. We were almost alone. I go, okay. She says that she was glad to get out of that space. Glad to get out of that space. She says that she talks about wine. So she was like a little bit of a wine drinker when she was younger, like getting into that. Interesting. But I don't think she had a drink in a very long time. She has some very, she keeps talking about my eyebrows. She has some very intense eyebrows. I agree. Or she likes them. She's what? She loves you. She says she had a funny way of showing it. She's trying to show you her love. Uh-huh. She says, you know, I said, what did you learn from life? I said, or what would you like to talk about? Hindsight is 2020. She goes, you know, I love my daughter. Love my daughters, and you know, maybe I had a funny way of showing it, you know, but that's how it was.
That's funny. She was very affectionate, told me she loved me. There was never a problem with that. Yeah,
I know.
But she suffered from anxiety and was on medication for it and didn't tell the family. None of us knew that. So she struggled her whole life, you know, pretending that she was okay, but she wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, she loves you. She just makes me feel like I would get like, well, I guess for that's anxiety, how I would get very nervous, or I'd get very jittery, and how I'd get like anxious love is hard. It's not this passive, slow. She feels, like I said with what you're saying, she felt very nervous. She's always been a really, really good woman. She's very in my head. She loves clothes. She loves trying on clothes. She loves and she's very dainty in my head. Tell me. I like her so much that I kind of want her to be like a member of the royal family, and I know she's not at all with that. She almost feels presidential. Yeah, she's good now. She's good. She likes your husband, but he's always busy hanging out with you and doing other things. He tries to, like right now, he just showed up in your bed next to you, and he goes and he tries to give you a kiss on your cheek right here. And he's talking about like you not being able to feel it. He's talking about how he would get very grumpy.
He could
be a little bear, not angry, not mean, but just like like that. And he's just talking about how you would not take it in a bad way, but you knew how to deal with it. You'd be like, oh well, okay. He's talking about, thank you for doing that, thank you for being a part of that. He says that says he's out at the lake all the time. I guess there's a lake somewhere that he likes to go to. I go, what else do you do? Oh, I'm out at the lake all the time. Okay, cool. What do you do at this lake? Says that is this house on like a pretty big, decent piece of property that y'all end up having to clear trees on and stuff? Okay.
It's huge, yeah.
Yeah, okay. He goes, I said, what? He's always outside. He's always outside. So he came in to give you a kiss, and then he like teleported whoop, outside in my head, and he's making me hear like I'm walking on a deck for some reason or something, because it's like hollow. And I go, what do we do? And he says, oh, you should see it. You should see it. It's a really good forested area. It's good out here. He goes, and it's kind of the undergrowth is kind of pushed away. He said, we cleared out all these trees back here, and it's beautiful. You should look at the sky. And he's very proud of his surroundings. He says that what? He didn't die at home in hospice. He died at the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. I go, you had a great house. He said, they ended up taking you home on hospice? What was that? He said, no, I wasn't able to. He said, I passed there. And he's talking about, that's why I like to be here now. I go, okay. He says that, ooh, what? I wonder if his kids, not just about the stuff, but if they were upset about like inheritance or something and what was like given to you. And he's talking about, and we're just going to leave that there. He's talking about how it's not owed to anybody. It's for you, and that's okay. Or something like that. It's like we're trying to bull guard this. I don't know. I don't think anybody's a bad person. I just think people get, their feelings hurt. And he... Tell me. I wonder if y'all have a big... In your front living room, do you have speakers like in the ceiling and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Wow.
I know. He's walking around your house in my head again, and he's talking about putting music on, and he's talking about he's just making me hear woo 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 woo, and he's like, why don't you do that? And he has you like eating snacks, and he has you like doing like this little dance in my head, and he wants to see you happy. He wants to see you do that. He's talking about having 2 left feet, but he would like get in there with you at the same time. And he's trying to bring a memory up, and he's saying like, I'm still here, put on the music, turn it up, enjoy your life, enjoy this place. He says that are there heated wood floors in this house?
There are heated floors.
There are. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen those before. Oh, that's cool. He goes, he's in this living room in my head, and he says, oh man, I got this all hooked up. And I go, well, what do you have in here? Tell me about it. And he shows me floors, and he shows me a water line underneath, or a line, and then he makes it
it's a water line. Yeah.
It is a water line. Okay.
Yeah. And he built it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's in your home. He's in your house. What is she doing now? He tells you to not talk bad about yourself. Don't talk down to yourself. He says that I kind of want you to be like an internal artist that you haven't figured out yet. And I kind of want you to have like a nook in like some sort of upstairs cranny that you do like hardcore beautiful jewelry in. I have no idea why. Like there's just and I don't think you do, but if you get into that, I need you to do that. Like just something you get super focused in and you make these beautiful handcrafted items that like make kind of like your soul sing, and you just need a nook. That's it. He says that there's plenty of them. He says that, ooh. Did y'all have a cat together?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He just threw a cat in my face and like made the tail go like this, and he like grabbed its butt, like you know how they pet all the way up?
Yeah.
That's what he just did. And he's like, oh, the dead cat's here too. And I was like, all right, cool. So,
I was wondering.
Yeah. Oh, they're here. They're everywhere with you. What? So he talks about you keeping the TV on for comfort, but we're here. We're here. That's what he says. You like your piece though. Wait, tell me. What about your truck? Big honkin' what? Do y'all like have a huge Suburban?
We did, yeah.
Okay, weird. He talks about, he says this big honkin', and I was like, what is it? And he shows me car, but like huge SUV. And so I'm like, okay, Suburban. And he's talking, and then he makes me hear it like tires on like gravel road. You know how that sounds. And
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he's using that in my head. Maybe he's just trying to show me what's up. He tell me.
Might be talking about the RV.
Oh, that could be. Are you in the process of possibly selling that?
We sold it before he passed.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, so that's probably where he's at, because he talks about money sale on top of it. So I think that was the whole retirement and traveling the world or something. And that's why.
We bought it when he got sick.
Oh, you
and
did.
traveled for a couple of years off and on. Yeah.
That's what. Okay. Y'all never made it down to Texas?
Made it to Nashville.
Okay. There you go. Yeah. I go, where'd y'all travel? I said, a couple years. I bet you came all the way down here. He goes, nope. I never made it down there. I'll go, oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, your husband is around you. Your mom is there. They love you. There's nothing really bad. I just want to, I want you to find a hardcore hobby that you love, that you can throw your life into and just enjoy it. Like you feel like somebody that needs to invest in either like, I don't know, something elite and distinctive and beautiful. So for me, that would be like, you know, hardcore crystal or like gem jewelry and like putting it together, or maybe even going like their own skincare line and just having it, but like for a certain niche, right? Like in that, just for like a side project, but also having fun, and then you happen to make money off of it later on, right? And it's something good for the environment and good for you, and something you can really like, because you have a very interesting intellect, not interesting in a bad way, but interesting intellectual mind that like needs to keep you going. Plus you like all the sensory stuff as well, and then you also like helping people, and then your skin is beautiful, so automatically like boom, done, right? And he hang on, do you not have any, did your mom quilt or make blankets?
She did.
Yeah, do you not have any of them out?
I have. Yeah, I have one of them out.
You did? Okay, so this is what she just said in my head. I know you have them. I know you have some, because she talks about you having them. But she goes, she goes, oh, tell her something. And I go, what do you want? And she shows me this, which means sewing or knitting. And I said, what are you sewing or knitting? And she puts a blanket, and she says, oh, she doesn't have them out. They don't match her decor or something like that. And she's talking about you putting them away. They're usable, but we put them away. So she wants to have more memories of that out. He calls you baby, loves you. He loves you. Wait, tell me. Where are you? Did he end up getting buried?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I asked my good, I was like, sir, what happened to your body? Where'd it go? And he says, oh, I got interred. I go, oh, okay, that's cool. I was thinking he was going to be cremated because I was like, what happened with that?
Oh, sorry. No, he was cremated, but we buried his ashes.
Buried him. Oh, okay. So he's down. Okay. He's talking about how he didn't want to fight with people, like who got who and who got how and who has him and all that stuff. And so I'm like, okay, that solved the issue. We're just buried, because he's talking about the marker for people to see. He says that your mom outlived everybody. So dad and everything like that. She outlived them all.
Well, no, she died before Jeff did. My husband did.
No, her husband or her ex.
Oh, her ex, my natural father died before him, before her.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay, no, it's okay.
And my stepfather, actually, my stepfather is still alive, but
yeah,
loves her and misses her every day, even though they haven't been together in 20 years.
Oh, okay. She goes like this. She talks about your father for a moment, and
Okay.
I go, so where are the men in your lives? I asked her, I said, where is that? Because she's talking about who's going to get buried next to people. That's all they're discussing, like who's going where. And so she's talking about like you, where would you go? You know, and it's talking about, oh, we align with him, right? And I go, okay, cool. And she goes, oh, and I go, well, what about your husband? Like, what about that? And she talks about your father, and she says, oh, he died long before. Like, I outlived him, you know, that whole thing. And I go, okay. She says that, and I guess she was single. That's why she didn't bring up this other person. He just needed to be better to me, and then maybe I would have just stayed around longer. Whoever that guy is, she likes him, but she's just kind of like has a little bit of a chip on her shoulder about him in a way. So she loves him, but all the way. So what I want you to do right now is they love you. They're around. I want to show you real quick before I gotta go. I want you to show you how to communicate with them, how to like feel them. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do, it'd be great as the sun goes down here. You know, sit in your bed for a moment. I would even say put on the music, but like what we're talking about, just because he like keeps doing that. Put on the music and like sit in your bed. Get really calm. Don't be weirded out or anything, because it's just you. It's just them. They're just hanging out. And I would start with Jeff. And lay in bed and just start to remember, just like how you are right now, just start to remember some good memories. Remember what his voice, I can hear his voice in my head. Remember what his voice sounded like. He keeps coming in and getting a glass and like it has ice in it, and I can hear him like with the wind. It's weird. He's like walking around your house again.
Is he drinking beer?
It's just like, yeah, you can hear, oh, that's his whole thing. He goes, ice cold. And I'm like, all right, ice. So it's beer. You could hear the cup or the can. That was a bottle. It's glass. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. I go, what is that? He makes me hear clink. You'd find them everywhere. So he wasn't exactly the cleanest person. So we'd have to go. I mean, he was clean. He was particular, but we'd have to go and clean them up every so often. And that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. He didn't like dirt in the house. You don't like dirt in the house. He says that, talks about his boots, talks about how it can get really muddy up there where all this stuff happens. Talks about how work boots over and over again. He keeps pulling off gloves. I'm just telling you everything he's showing me in my head right now. He says you'd kill for a sweaty shirt right now.
I would.
I know. That's what I was like, all right, thanks for doing that. He says that, is like, you have a front end washer?
Yes.
Like front loader? Yeah. Is like the bearing going out on it or something?
Something is happening with it, but I hadn't looked at it. They just said it was too much soap.
Okay, so he's talking about, I said he brings up washer, and then I go, okay, cool. What about the washer? And he puts front loader, so like the door that opens in the front, and I go, okay. And then he puts something is going out or something is going wrong with it. And so he just wants you to, he's talking about maybe it's time to get a new one. So just keep that in mind, keep that in the back of your head. Again,
Does he think I should stay or sell?
He said, will you regret it?
If I sell? Probably, but it's hard to manage on my own. I have to do all the work that he used to do. Yeah.
I know. That's, so this is what he says. His immediate thing is yes. Okay. But then he also asked the question, will you regret it? I don't think we need to do it now. I don't think, I would even say wait, like, he shows me 2, and I'm trying to ask, is this 2 months or 2 years? I feel like if we put it up in 2 months, then it'll be on the market for a little bit, like maybe a year or something like that, and then it would end up selling. He just wants.
I just put in a huge memorial garden for him and my mom out the back, so that's where I would, you know, I've done a lot of work since he passed.
Remember earlier he was talking about the garden and putting down like the shed and stuff like that. He said put it in a garden. Yeah, okay, that's where that comes from. I would say if you're going to do it in about 2 years.
Okay.
There's something about 2 months, but I think he's trying to tell me if you put it in for 2 months, it's going to be on the market for a year anyways. So don't spoil the anxiety. Don't spoil the whole, oh my God, it's being sold. I can't do anything else in here. I'm like getting away from my home. I don't think you're ready to do that yet.
No.
Okay.
No.
I would say wait for 2 years and then yes. But will they come with you? Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay. So don't worry about that. So tell me.
Anything about the feral cats in the barn that I just discovered?
Hang on. I wonder if one of them is gonna have like one eyeball. That's weird. I've never seen that symbol before. I don't know. Hold on. It's weird that he's saying to like keep them. I'm asking him, I was like, what about the feral cats? What's going on with that? And he's talking about keeping them. I think they were like nesting in hay. I don't know if you have hay in there. I don't know why you would have hay if you did. That's the best way I can. I don't have barns down here, so I don't know. So they're like putting this up in my head. Is it like 5 altogether?
Yeah, it's a mother and 4 babies. Yeah. And I've been debating, do I keep them, get them fixed and keep them, or do I try to give them away?
Keep them. Keep them. I think one of them is only going to have one eyeball at some point, and there's something about like naming them after the kids and him. I don't know, like keeping that as a family. Like just there's like joke. I think that's a joke, but they may also be very serious about that. Like call them, it's like a fictitious thing. Yeah, I go, how many kids? What do they look like? What is that? And they're going like this. And I'm like, can you give me a freaking number? And they stop. And I'm like, thank you. So keep them, get them fixed. He's talking about it being good for not only like snakes, but mice. I think you're going to end up losing one of them. So there's going to be 4. So you'll be down to it. But that's going to be by like March. So just watch out. I don't think you're going to find the kitten though. I think it's just going to be lost. So, but yeah, but just do that. I think that'll be great.
Okay. Thank you.
And what I want you to do, you're welcome. I want you to sit down when we get off here. I want you to have a good breather or a good ugly cry. And then I just want you to lay there. And I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think a really good memory of him and a really like hear him, or even of your mom. And what you're going to do is you're going to get one of 2 things to happen. You're going to either start to cry. That's called love. That's good. Or the other thing is you're going to get what's I like to call the wave or the whoosh. And it's where you get a vibration or a feeling coming from like your feet to your head or your head down. And that's them messing with your electromagnetic field. That's all they do. That's it. And then what I want you to do is I want you to think of an item or a song or a word that you don't see in your normal daily life. And I want you to say, all right, Jeff, I want you to show this to me in the next 48 hours. 48 hours is very important. Okay. So do something like a dragon or like a purple butterfly. I don't know, like something random like that. And then write it down on a notepad, put it away, and then leave. And don't think about it. Don't look for it. And it will show up in your reality. And that's them. Got it?
Wow.
I do that with my family all the time, and I get some really cool results. And every single time what happens is when you see it, you go, okay. And that brings up your vibration, because you go, oh my God, they were listening. How weird. And they go, finally, she knows it. She gets it now. Thank you.
Yeah, I think they're communicating to me through music in my dreams. I'll wake up to a chorus going over. It's just some random song. And I'm like, okay, I'll try to listen to that, because it seems to happen a lot.
Yes. Oh, remember your mom was talking about the beautiful music. Like, that's been happening multiple times. I haven't had music come up in a session like this more. So yes, there's something about that with the speakers that he's talking about. With that, definitely 110%. Watch all of my sessions on YouTube. Yeah, I will never talk about music as much as I did here. It's a thing. And so they will. That's how they're doing it too right now. Okay. So if you need me or if you have any questions, just email me. Got it.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't wait for the next session.
Oh, I love you.
A year from now. But I just lost I can't hear you.
Oop, there we go. I'm back. Did you book it already?
No.
Okay,
I guess I should have.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do, because then we can go into other people. We can even try to get Dad too. That would be cool. I don't know if you want to go there, but I think we need to. And so what I want you to do, and this is recorded, and I'll tell my assistant, email me when you want to book, and I will create a coupon for you for the amount that you booked at for this session, just because that's just what I want to do. And it's a coupon code good for that. Like, it's only good for a day. It's only has a 24-hour window on it. And so whenever you want to book, you email me, and I'm going to tell Bree, she'll create it for you. She'll email it to you, and then just book the next available. Okay. Book the next available. And then I'll take it and I'll see if I can just like move it up.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. I don't do that whole, like, that's not a thing, but like, I'll just put it on. Maybe we can do it for, I'm like absolutely great. Maybe I can do it in like, we can go like February. Yeah.
That'd be incredible.
Is that okay? But you got to email me, because I'll forget.
Okay.
Okay.
Just the email that came through for the Zoom meeting, that email address?
Yeah, just do it. Say, Amy told me to email her and said, she told me she'd create a coupon, and then I'll tell, once Bree gets that, she's going to message me, and I'll be like, yes, that's correct. And then I'll deal with the rest of it. Okay.
Awesome. In the meantime, I'll keep watching you on those lives on TikTok.
I love it. Well, thank you. So go and have a good breather, and I'll watch for your email. Okay.
Thank you so much, Amy. You are incredible. You are the real deal. It's amazing. I've been to 4 different mediums this year, and no one comes close to you.
Really? Oh, what happened? Tell me. Oh, well, that's so oh, thank you. Sorry.
It's just so legit. Like it's like I had a conversation with both my mom and Jeff. Like it's like they were really here. Like you really tapped into both of them.
Yeah.
Like so many details that no one would know. So many details.
Yeah.
So I'm just thrilled. I'm so thrilled.
Thank you. I love you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
I love you.
It's just them, but to give thanks to them too. You got it?
And yes, okay, of course, definitely thanks to them.
Please. All right, Miss Bonnie, I'll look out for your email. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks, Amy. All right.
Welcome.
And